This is for entertainment purposes only, fam. Because that's what we're told to say, y'all.
Yeah.
Unapproachable social network. Yeah. Unapproachable social network. Yeah. Network. Say yeah. The unapproachable social network. Unapproachable. Unapproachable. Unapproachable social network. Unapproachable.
Level up my witches!
What's good, y'all?
Word to Big Bird fam. It's your Dominican witch princess, Bianca.
And that half-Korean sorceress, Simone.
And this is Magick vs. Magic, Notebook Podcast. I want to give a shout out to all my aspiring and curious witches and warlocks tuning in.
No doubt. Shoutouts to all my Harry Potters, Elphabas, and Glindas. Keep building them skills up, y'all.
The more you learn and know, the stronger you'll become and grow, kid. Facts.
Okay, we're gonna start with a pretty wild claim, y'all. You ready?
Word!
It's that an ancient mystical force is secretly shaping the world we live in right now.
Wait, so what are we talking here, babe? Wands and dragons and shit? That Discovery Channel documentary shit?
No, Bianca. I'm talking about a system of influence that's so powerful, so pervasive, you probably don't even see it, but you're about to. What if the most powerful spells in the world weren't some chants in Latin from some dusty old book sung by some dusty old monk?
You know, Sim, I could believe it, yo. In this day and age, too, girl. It could happen, buddy. Word.
What if those spells were broadcast on the nightly news? Or placed as something you scroll past on your phone or see printed in the morning paper?
Right. That's pretty deep, Sim. Well, on today's episode, my witches, that's the core idea we'll be unpacking, y'all.
No doubt. That's right, my loves. Welcome to today's episode,
Ancient Magic, Modern
World. Before we can get it in, first we gotta agree on what magic actually is, folks.
Word! First things first, my witches. Forget everything you've seen in the freaking movies, you feel me? We need to completely reboot our definitions because the real thing is way less about fantasy and a whole lot more about the mechanics of reality, kid.
You look over this way, you've got your pop culture magic, not mean? It's all about escapism, right?
That's right, Sam. But the framework we're exploring today over here defines real magic as the art of using your will to influence reality. It's not about supernatural forces.
It's about weaponized psychology, fam. Smoke on that and breathe in real deep for a minute, my witches.
Say word, bon fam. Man, listen. Magic is a tool for control that works right here in our everyday lives, my G. And that brings us to a really important redefinition of what a spell is.
You see, a spell isn't a request. It's not like rubbing on a genie lamp or saying a prayer, fam.
It's a command. Word to Big Bird fam, it's the act of taking energy, you feel me?
And that energy taken could be attention, emotion, belief, freaking whatever, and redirecting it to force a specific change that lines up with what you want. You get it?
It's pure willpower in action, my witches. And magic itself, well, that's just the space of the unknown.
Think of it like a black box. You see an input, like a news story, and then you see an output, like a huge shift in public opinion, yo.
But now, the mechanism inside that box, the process connecting that input and output, that part of it always seems to stay hidden. It's a mystery, y'all.
Well, that feeling, that exact gap in understanding, is exactly where this kind of power operates, folks.
Now, understand, my witches. Again, as usual, this is not some new idea. Not even close.
This whole framework for influencing reality has an ancient blueprint, one that views magic as a direct path to power and has for centuries, kid.
I mean, just look at this quote from the Malleus Maleficarum, usually translated as the Hammer of Witches.
Y'all remember, right? The infamous witch hunting manual from the 1400s. It makes it all crystal clear.
For ages, the core of magic was seen as a transaction, or a pact you make to gain power over the material world.
Yep. You bind your will to some other power, or in some cases, some other thing's power, to then manifest and get what you want. This wasn't always seen as something, evil, you know what I'm saying?
That's right, Sim. In a lot of esoteric traditions, this same principle is called the Great Work. I guess some might dare to call a necessary evil, perhaps?
I don't know about that, but I do know it's time to twist an L, honey.
Word! Honestly, in a lot of ways, lines start to get thin here, y'all.
It's like this internal journey of intense self-discipline, all aimed at purifying your own will until it is strong enough to achieve spiritual sovereignty, to then, directly influence and shape reality, my witches.
The goal wasn't just raw power, son, but a kind of spiritual mastery, yo. On some level up type shit.
So, who's taking this ancient blueprint and keeping it updated for 21st century utilization and shit, kid?
Who are the magicians shaping our reality today, mama? Well, to understand that question, you first have to know where they're aiming their spells, my love.
No doubt.
The battlefield for these modern spells is our own minds. Sim and I can break it down for y'all with a simple model.
You've got your neocortex, your thinking brain. That's your defense system. It's rational, logical, analytical.
But underneath that, you have the limbic or feeling brain and the reptilian or instinct brain. These parts are emotional, primal, and super reactive. The entire goal of modern magic is to sneak past your logical neocortex and talk directly to those lower, more vulnerable, or what some refer to as more malleable parts of your mind.
So who are the modern magicians? Well, they're not some old creepy dudes in robes anymore.
They're institutions, fam! Word! Honestly, there's still creepy old men in robes underboard. They just stay more in the shadows nowadays. But above board, we're talking governments, massive multi-million-dollar media companies, and global corporations, my G. Sim and I dig in deeper on this particular part of the subject material in the second part of this episode.
Yeah, y'all, it's called Decryption Keys. Be sure to tune in to that part of this episode for a more detailed understanding of this shit, my witches.
Y'all know me and Sim always got you covered, baby.
No doubt. Whoa, hold up a sec, B. Real quick, mama, let's hit him with some of that real shit, kid.
Shit, if you down, I'm down, Sim.
Nice.
So let's do this thing. This is the brief on government sorcery and the triadic ritual system, fam. A little FYI you can tuck in y'all's back pockets for later. You smell me, Chief?
So we're diving into a declassified narrative about how, the US government tried using black budget sorcery and, this whole methodical framework to literally try and hack fucking reality, son.
Well, it all ended with the catastrophic failure of Operation Prime Access. Let's zero in on the 3 core components you really need to know about this whole triadic ritual system. First off, my witches, the whole system is built on 3 pillars, kid. You have the bloodline key, which is basically for tracking hereditary psychic traits to search out and find mediums, like one such as a Dr. Sarah Chen, for example.
Second was the electromagnetic gate. Think specialized Faraday cages tuned to the 7.83 hertz Schumann resonance and shit. All to open a stable gateway.
You see what I'm saying? I told y'all back in the very beginning, fam. This is like some old Aleister Crowley shit, kid.
Yeah, on some Babylon working shit. And all the while wanting us to believe that these things are just fiction and fantasy. That's straight nutso, yo!
Yep, but we know better, Sim. Anyways, coming in third is the unmasking of the soul and the invocation protocol. This working mixed John Dee's Enochian calls and ancient Sumerian incantations with 3D sigils from chaos magic, with a K, folks, to create so-called consciousness apertures.
By 1974, this evolved into Operation Prime Access, and this is where they crossed into government-sanctioned black magic.
Word!
To really amplify the energy and increase dimensional permeability, they started using animal sacrifices and even drugs like ketamine and LSD, my G.
And this all culminated in a triangulated invocation with 3 mediums arranged in a triangle to contact what they mistakenly identified as some kind of benevolent deity.
Now, who in the hell told them to go and do that silly shit, fam? Needless to say, it wasn't benevolent, y'all. And they clearly screwed up somewhere in the process, because from the details we have of this incident, it doesn't seem like them dudes had their protections in place, fam.
That's right, Sim. Following the proper procedures and having efficient protective circles and sigils that you can rely on is key.
But I'm saying though, B, the deity them boys let in by mistake is referred to as an architectural consciousness. It apparently views human identity as raw material, my witches.
And would you believe this summum a bitch popped out the fucking portal and goes, "All who seek me are unmade." Really, dude? I mean, how do you even reply to some Thundercat mum-ra shit like that?
The fallout was allegedly catastrophic on some good and terrible type shit, kid. That's the kind of magic with a K I don't want no parts of, son.
There was a 50% casualty rate by the time the smoke cleared, kid. 50%. Personnel, like Dr. Sarah Chen, for example, just ceased to exist entirely.
And the lead researcher, y'all, he was found in a catatonic state, just frantically scribbling mathematical diagrams that defied any known language families. It's weird. Malevolent entities seem to love mathematics and shit, fam. Word.
I wonder why that is, Sim. I'm gonna write that down for future research. I think there's a connection.
It's simple magic and mathematics, kid. But I'm saying though, my loves, this whole ritual that was performed by our government, allegedly, really proves that when you try to hack the source code of the universe, you're really risking being unmade. And I'm speaking of your own souls, my witches. No doubt.
And speaking of which, y'all remember Nisi, right?
That bitch never listens, yo.
Why did I stop by her crib late last week, right? And I push the gate and walk up into the backyard and shit, right? And so Nisi, right?
Right.
Well, Nisi is sitting Indian style in the middle of a circle of white stones with no sigils or anything for protection, chanting in front of a campfire type setup. She over here talking about, "Bianca, you made it here just in time. Come join me."
Oh my god, that's hilarious, Bianca.
From what I could see, girl, the procedures she was taking didn't seem like they was being done correctly. So I skated out of there, fam. I left the pack of blunts she asked me to pick up on the way on the patio table and bounced.
No doubt. Yeah, yo, always trust your intuition, my witches, 'cause it truly matters, yo. You gotta remember, y'all. Keep it right, keep it tight.
And remember the rule, my loves. If it doesn't feel right, don't be afraid to hot step your ass the hell out of there, kid. Faux show.
Well, anywho, boo-boo.
So, getting back to our 4th segment and secular spells and shit.
But I'm saying though, B. Okay, these, I guess we could call modern day magicians, have absolutely mastered the art of crafting messages, yo. Spells that fly right past your rational defenses and hit you square in your emotions and survival instincts, you heard? It's damn near diabolical.
Okay. So what do these modern spells actually look like, Sim?
Well, Bianca, you can think of it as they have an entire spellbook just filled with techniques designed to manage our perception of reality. Usually, without us even noticing we're being manipulated, kid.
And this here is actually pretty fascinating, yo. Our source material points out that the word grammar, which is the rules of our language, and the word glamour, which means an illusion or enchantment, both trace back to the word grimoire.
And a grimoire is a book of spells, y'all. I know I keep saying this, my witches, but again, everything's connected, fam. It's like, deep down, we've always known that language itself is a tool for casting illusions.
You know, call me crazy, but that could be the whole reason behind why the speaking and spelling of words even came to be a thing, yo. After all, one of the most powerful spells on this playing field is doublespeak.
That's right, B. And here are the 4 main types, my witches. First, you've got euphemisms, which soften harsh realities. You know, like how passed away just sounds nicer than they died.
You silly Simone. Next, there's jargon, which uses fancy language to confuse or intimidate you. And third, we have gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook is just using overly complex nonsense to hide a simple truth. That's usually an easy to explain one, fam. No doubt.
And then, fourth on the list, we have inflated language, which is language that makes the mundane sound really important when it truly isn't.
Yeah, like some of these whack-ass job titles they be handing out today that just means the same old shit it meant yesterday, and probably for less pay, yo.
Seriously though, once y'all start looking for shit like this with eyes open, you will see it everywhere, my witches. And once you see,
You can't unsee, you feel me? But it gets so much bigger than just words, son. On a mass scale, you have what's known as the PSYOPs, or Psychological Operations Playbook. It's most def a formula to know moving forward, y'all.
first, you use the media to normalize an idea that used to be considered some nutbag shit, right?
Then, you build up fear and tension around it.
And finally, you make it personal, fam. Are y'all paying attention? This is some real happening to you now type shit, kid.
You start showing emotional interviews to make the threat feel super immediate and real, my witches.
And then what happens, you ask? Well, a scared and paranoid mass of humanity starts publicly demanding the exact solution the people behind the operation wanted them to desire and need all along.
Speaking of all along, y'all remember that powerful ancient witch Agatha Harkness from the WandaVision series? Well, y'all remember episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall, and how Agatha placed runes around the city to stop Wanda's power? So, yeah, there's that right there, fam.
Word.
Man,
I told all you folks episodes ago. Just take a walk around your own towns and your own cities. There's magic runes and sigils all over the freaking place, y'all. Only camouflaged.
You know, B, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those symbols are in place for the same reasons as Agatha's. But that's all just fiction, right?
For entertainment purposes only, fam.
No doubt.
Okay, so that's the bad news. The world is just full of these spells designed to manipulate you, my loves.
But no worries, my witches. There's a good waiting in the rain, y'all. Peep this. The same negative principles can be used for defense, my witches.
You can actually learn how to break the spell, fam. And this right here is the key, yo. These principles work both ways.
And for those paying attention, it's just like the source material says, y'all. If an external will can shape your reality, then so can your own.
The power of your thought, of your belief, is everything. If you believe in a spell, you give it power, fam. You feel me?
But if you doubt it, or better yet, believe more strongly in your own will, you actually break it, kid. Again, you gotta trust the process, yo. It's that simple.
So, how do we go about doing this, Simone? What are some good instructions to follow during this process?
First, you cultivate something some modern traditions call Vajra awareness. It just means learning to hold two opposite ideas at once, my witches.
It's like having the focused, unbreakable intent of a diamond, while also having the flexible, big picture perspective of a thunderbolt, my G.
Second, you have to train your perceptions, y'all. This ain't no overnight poof, I'm a wizard, you heard?
Word! And remember, actively practicing and going outside like I mentioned before, and like seeing the world more clearly, more vividly, applying your new eyes to every situation so you can notice the details behind the illusion. You know, all the things you've been missing all of this time.
And finally, you have to realize that your true power lies right at the meeting point between your conscious and subconscious mind, kid.
That's your battlefield. That's where you put in that work, homie. So to wrap it all up, here are the 5 key ways ancient magic is running your modern world.
Number 1, we have linguistic spells. Using language to cast illusions and hide the truth.
Number 2, we have psychological warfare, buddy. This is where mass media skips your logical brain and hits you right in the feeling zones.
Number 3, you got engineered reality. That's using that PsyOps playbook to literally manufacture events.
Number 4 is technological glamour. This is where our own tech creates illusions so powerful, they feel more real than reality itself, my G.
And finally, number 5. The big 5, y'all. The demiurgic prison. This is the idea that we're so scared of chaos, we actually build the very systems and rules that trap us like freaking roaches, fam.
This is known as confusing safety with real freedom, my witches. In any and all circumstances, this is never a good look, baby. If you ever realize this kind of manipulation is being done to you, get out of there, kid, fast. If you can anyways, you know what I'm saying?
So, all that brings us to the final crucial question, my witches.
Now that you have the tools to see the spells being cast all around you, right? It forces you to ask, are you just the subject of the spell? Or can y'all become the magicians of your own realities?
All right, my witches.
This has been another awesome episode of Magic vs. Magic.
Be sure to tune in to part 2 of this episode titled
Decryption Keys. For a more in-depth look, we'll meet you over there, my witches. See y'all next time. Peace.
Unapproachable social network. Unapproachable, unapproachable. Unapproachable, unapproachable. Unapproachable social network.